Even the best AI tool out there is extremely dangerous if used carelessly with private data. Know what's happening with your data, and more importantly, know what your employees are doing with your data. The stat that I saw was over 75% of workers are using their own AI tools at work without IT oversight. So imagine that. We all are encouraging our employees to adopt AI and learn how to use it, but there's no oversight. And this shadow AI can really put your company at risk. So what Devs.AI does is give you a private workspace for teams to access every AI model. This way you can access these models, to play with them all, to see what their output is like. This is a really cool tool that lets you do that without putting your data at risk. This allows you to consolidate your employees' AI activity in one platform that you manage as a business owner. So safe and compliant AI usage, centralized access to over 30 LLMs under one plan, eliminating the need for fragmented spending on multiple subscriptions. I see a ton of employees using maybe 2, 3, 4 different subscriptions and LLM tools for different things. So this can consolidate those all under one subscription. And you can get started with this for free. You don't need to put in a credit card. You can just jump in, start playing around, and even build some really cool stuff. This will safeguard your data. It's a secure Azure instance, so it ensures sensitive data is never used to train those public LLMs. Also here, you can apply access and governance controls to eliminate shadow AI in your company, guarantee compliant and authorized use, so it gives you a really good framework to set those governance controls within the platform. One thing I love about this is you can easily create and deploy AI agents across your entire organization. So you can have them public facing or for internal use. This is how you can have control of AI in your organization, and you can deploy at scale. So let's jump in. You can see here Devs.AI. You jump right in and it asks, where should we begin? You can ask anything in this chat, and then you can select the model that you want to use or the LLM that you want to use. So this is even, the cool part about this is it doesn't just allow you to use the different LLMs, but you can use all the different models that are available. So they have a lot of their previous models here as well. You can see GPT-4 Omni, GPT-4 Omni Mini, Anthropic's models are here. Google Gemini's models are here. Perplexity, Meta's Llama models, and Grok. It's 75% cheaper than all of the other models, so you can cut down your cost even more by bringing your team into a system like this. You're going to really want control over governance, who can access what tools are made, and monitor the usage of these tools and the performance. So you're going to need a system for that anyways. It might make the most sense to jump into a tool like this, where you're secure, you can build out the tools that you need, and then you've got the infrastructure in place to set the access, monitor the performance, and really get a whole overview of what's happening in your organization when it comes to individuals using AI. It's really easy to create an agent. So I'm going to say, this is going to be my interview assistant. Description: you read my interviews and help me get better at interviewing my guests. And don't overthink this. There are more instructions that are going to come. I created an interview assistant, and it starts with the character. So it tells you can create an agent with just a few clicks, auto-generate your agent, then tweak the information for better results. So right now we can play with this immediately. There isn't a lot of data here. It's only got some simple instructions. You read my interviews and help me get better at interviewing my guests. That's it. So some things to note, we can create a character. We can regenerate that character's image. We can create an introduction. So when you open the chat, it introduces itself with a certain message or question. And in this case, I'd like to have it say, would you like me to read your last interview? You can select who can edit this agent. So once you have users in your organization, you can select who can edit it and who cannot. Visibility, you can decide if this is a restricted and people within the organization only, or anyone with the link can access this. So you can actually share this with your customers or deploy this on your website. You can list it in your own organization catalog. You can also allow organization admins to view user data chat logs, which is very helpful. So now we get to the training part. This is the most important part of building your chatbot. Training information is used by your agent to understand its purpose. So the more you refine this, the more accurate your results will get. However, to get started, you can use the agent generation tool and just test things out. So you can come up here and say, regenerate my agent. And that's what generated this text here. The instruction prompt for my agent currently reads, as an interview assistant, your job is to read and analyze my past interviews to provide constructive feedback that helps me improve my interviewing skills. You will identify strengths and areas for improvement in my questioning techniques, engagement with guests, and overall interview flow. Your goal is to enhance the quality of my interviews and ensure I connect effectively with my guests. And I want to add to this while delivering the most value for my audience. I don't have any example conversations, so I'm not going to add that here yet. Oh, it made a new character. Okay, we're going to go to the model. So this is where we can actually choose what model we want to have run this agent. And again, you can choose any of these models here. Now you can select the agent parameters. We're going to keep it where it is for now. Save changes. In the data tab, this is where you can add data. You can add specific data sources that are already within the system here. I don't have any. Click this to enable citations of your data. This is really important, especially if you wanted to reference and then cite where it got the information. And then there's several different ways that you can connect your data sources. You can easily use data that you've already uploaded in the past. You can upload new files, use a website URL, connect your Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive, as well as Jira, Confluence, and GitHub. I'm going to do a file. So for this particular chatbot that I'm going to deploy, it's just going to critique me on the input that I give it. There's no examples that I could share. Something I might want to add into the database is a framework for a great interview so it can reference this. But for now, I'm just going to leave it blank because it's really relying on the data that I give it. Now, you can also give your agent tools. These tools allow the agent to actually perform work and actually take action. API functions in Python, user inputs, web search, enhanced knowledge. This enables enhanced knowledge search features. You have an MCP server as well as spreadsheet. You can create a profile for this chatbot that gives it a headline, a title, and a description of what this does. So we're going to give it a headline, upload your interview transcript, and get critiqued. This is just a one-paragraph summary of the purpose and capabilities of your agent. This is going to be shown to whoever's using it. You can add features, so you can give it a little title and a short feature. This is a great way to just show, what this tool can do. I don't have a lot of features, so we don't need that. We have a social media image. We can add example conversations. Maybe we won't use Jenny voice. We'll use Guy voice. All right, save the profile. Now you can also create flows. I'll get into this later on in another video. Flows are a great way to control a conversation and drive a conversation to a certain outcome or take specific steps rather than just a basic instruction. Okay, so we're going to deploy this. There's a couple ways you can deploy these. You can add a chat widget on your website. So this right here, you click this and it'll generate a chat widget. So it gives you some options for formatting, how this looks. You can put your logo in here as well. This is essentially what the chat looks like. It's got your little icon for your avatar here. You can even do rounded corners. So you can edit your chat window, what it looks like here. You can edit your agent button. So what the button looks like, this down here. Yeah, I would recommend a little chat icon or even your logo could go here. And you can change the button size, the background, shadow, border sizes, position on the screen. You can decide where it's going to go on your website. What I'm going to do is launch this within my organization. So I don't want this on my website. I just want to share the agent, and I can share it with my teammate here, copy the link here. If I just want to go in and chat with it, I hit chat, and then I can open this chat. It says, would you like me to analyze and critique your last interview? Well, I'm going to play around here and do something fun. All right, so I just get this to generate fake transcript. So we're going to take all this and we're going to put it into our agent. There's a file. Okay, so I paste it in here. I can actually open it so I can make sure the whole thing's in here. Yep, it's all in there. It might be a document that you have from the transcript. So you can upload that document right here. You just choose what you want. You can also start dictation. I'm going to say, here's my last interview. So let's see what it does. So it's giving me some key recommendations here. All I had to do was add my transcript, and then it gave me some key tips. What I would do from here is not just deal with this response. The next step with using these tools is to improve their output. What do I really like about this? I mean, I really like that it gave these examples. I really like that it has this table format. I don't like it has all this fluff. So we can go in and we can go back to edit the agent, and we can say, format the output in a table format. I'd like a 2 to 3 sentence summary below the table. All right, go try it out. I come in, I'm going to start a new chat with my agent. I come to my agents, interview agent, and we're going to give it that same information. So boom, large paste. Here you go. I'm not going to even talk to it. I'm just going to give it the transcript. Now let's see what it does. It's pretty fast. Okay, so we have a table. It is kind of harder to read. Now, if I didn't want to read this, I could just read this. In summary, focus on incorporating more probing follow-ups to extract deeper insights. I still don't like this paragraph. Like, I don't want to read a paragraph. What we're going to do is go back to the agent editor, and down in the instructions, we'll say bullet list. All right. I think that's going to be the final tweak. Now, this is the key. Don't just accept the response that you get. After all, this tool is going to be used to save you time. So sharpen the axe. Once you have this tool in place, your next job, and this takes effort and it takes time, is to sharpen that tool. Improve that prompt so that you can get the best output that saves you the most time and gives you the most accurate and quality response. Let's see if this is closer to what I'm looking for. Cool. This is great. So right at the end, if I didn't want to read all this and go in depth, I could just read this. Key areas for improvement: deepen follow-ups, smooth transitions, varied pacing, audience tie-ins. Excellent. So this is how easy it is. Your GPTs are accessible in your My Agent area. You can make them public facing. You can make them accessible by your organization or by user. Devs.AI is a great way to begin and actually start playing while still being safe and not wasting a bunch of money. All the LLMs, all the tools are right in the same place. And this can give you a really good idea of what these tools are capable of, and actually start using AI to save you time and save you money in your business. Now that you know where to get started, how to stay safe, the next big question is, what can AI actually do for you? What can it do in my business? And that's what we'll cover in the next video. Practical use cases and how to spot opportunities in your business that drive significant outcomes. If you do want some more information on what we talked about today, you can grab the link, check it out. I'll see you in the next video.